Hey, yeah, it's Sarah here, and I'm just sat outside my childminders about to pick the twins up, and I've got a bit of time, so I'm sat here just pondering an answer I gave to a question earlier, and I thought I'd make a video about it. So the question was given by Nicola, who is a kick-ass sales coach, and she is a real firecracker. She is able to move really fast, a real dynamo. And her question was about, is there something that you say, the problem with me is, and then say what you feel the problem is. The problem with me is X, and therefore that means da 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 da. And Nicola was explaining for her, at one point she used to say that the problem with her was this, that she moves too fast, and that she'd been seen as fickle, from jumping from one thing to another, when actual fact her fast pace and the way she can kind of cut through things, know what she wants, and move on quickly if it's no longer aligned, is a real gift, and also a gift that she's able to use in her business with other people. So she was asking, is there something that you feel is a problem when actually it's one of your greatest gifts? And for me, I used to think that waiting was a real problem, and I would see other people moving faster than me in different areas, and yeah, I used to just get really frustrated with myself. And I remember labels such as lazy and um, you know indecisive, boring, and that type those types of words coming to describe myself, because I would sit and wait. But what I realise now is, and also because I was given some information, because it really came to a head when I was setting up in business back in 2013. I was trying lots of different things, and you know pushing myself. um, I had a sort of kick-ass coach that was saying, do this, do that, and I just wasn't able to implement the things at that pace. It was just off. It didn't feel right. I didn't feel balanced. Didn't feel aligned. But I really judged myself for not being able to do it, and I asked Spirit, what is going on? Why can't I do it? And the answer that I got was human design. And when I looked up my human design, which is, I'm a self project get in the end self projected projector. And the thing about that particular design is that you wait for an invitation. And of course, this can be an um, what's the word? Energetic? Energetic? Is that the right word? An energy. I'm losing my mind. I can't even think straight. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be literally "I invite you." Somebody saying those words. You can kind of feel when there's an opening, an invitation for me to share, to put forward my point of view or whatever it might be. And there's also an element of, I'm the type of, in my design, it's about being the observer, really taking in information and rearranging it in some way, and articulating it. Okay, so what I've heard in all of this is, and that is part of my gift, is to be able to take information and then be able to share it. in my way. And my way, of course, will resonate with certain people. You know, you could have 100 people saying the same thing, and different people will respond, will hear it from one person rather than another. It's just the way it is. You could read, 10 self-help books on the same, talking about the same thing. One of them you'll totally think is fantastic and wonderful, and the others will be a bit meh, even though they're all saying pretty much the same thing. So we all bring a flavour, don't we, to the table. And what Nicola's point is that often that flavour is sometimes the thing that we kind of poo-poo and turn away from, and label as, no, that's not right. That's it's a problem that I think this way, I feel this way. So, waiting. Oh, it has caused some frustrations at times. Because I want it all now. I want it, I want to see it all happening now. But there is a grace and a beauty in waiting, being still, getting very present, and allowing the co-creation of life, allowing things to unfold, to be revealed, not forcing, not pushing, not going against the tide, just being. And in that stillness, it's not about doing nothing, because when I have waited, truly waited, and been comfortable in that place of waiting, then downloads have come, inspired action and insights have come, and then there's a real forward momentum and expansion and growth. So from that kind of pregnant pause, suddenly there's a blossoming. But if I was to ignore the waiting and to keep, no, must keep moving, I'm not giving myself a chance to connect in the way that I best connect. I need that stillness. I need that relaxation, that calm, that time to be. And for somebody else, their insights might come from a lot of forward motion. Maybe that's how their insights come. For me, it's in the stillness and the waiting. And the only thing else I'll say about that is that there's a difference between waiting and doing nothing. And if I was waiting from a place of fear because I'm scared to move forward, then that's not waiting. That's stuck. But if I'm waiting from a place of grace, from love, from being open to receive, then all that is just creating a lovely space for the insight, the download, to reveal itself. And then I act on the inspired action. I've got so much more growth and expansion from the times when I waited than the times when I've kind of been hurrying along, must do this, must do that, or so-and-so says I must do that, so I must do that, and seeing other people taking action and thinking, oh, right, well, I'll do this, and kind of, is it fire gun? What is it? I can't remember the saying, but you're kind of like here, there, and everywhere, flitting all over the place, and there's and for me that doesn't work for me to receive the insights and the inspired action. We all have a different way of connecting to our true selves and living from that place, which is great. And it's just about discovering what that way is for you. So blimey, I've actually said a lot in there, because it started off with being about what you might think is a problem about yourself when really it is a gift. So yeah, I invite you just to consider if there are any traits that you have that you're a bit down on and thinking that they're not helpful, and just to kind of look at them from an objective point of view and just see, well, is that true? Is that really true? Is there something wrong with this? And like I said, if you're behaving in a certain way from a place of fear, then fine, start having a look at what's going on there. But if you are a certain way and that's your design, it feels aligned, it feels good, then honor that and celebrate that. Okay, that's who I am, and that's part of my human experience. That's part of my expression in this lifetime. That's part of my expression. So for me, part of my expression is to be still and calm. Maybe I'll never host a live event where I'm leaping up and down and whooping, and maybe my events will always be where I'm sat and we have plenty of moments of silence, and that's fine. If that's me, that's fine, and I can still enjoy going to these motivational events and jumping up and down when they're hosted by somebody else. But there's no point me forcing myself to take on a role that just doesn't fit with my true self. Okay. Oh, 11 minutes I've talked for, so I'm going to go now. If you resonated with anything that I said, if you want to share what you have been feeling is maybe a negative thing, but actually you're recognizing now, oh, hang on, maybe this is actually an awesome trait that I've got, then do share. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, bye for now.